This is where Eicher Motors is actually getting into the next phase of electric mobility, and we are right here at the Vallam Badigar plant of Royal Enfield, and I'm really excited about it. Mr. Govind Rajan, and so good having you on the channel today.
Pleasure.
I really want to know a lot about this bike, but why don't we first go for a spin and then talk business?
Let's do that, Shashi. Come, let's get onto the motorcycle and go.
Yes. You can see that we are at the assembly line of the all-new Flying Flea that you will see in the market anytime soon. And we have Mr. BGR with us. And BGR, it's going to be really exciting for Royal Enfield and Eicher Motors overall. Firstly, help us understand that what makes Flying Flea differentiated versus rest of the products that are already there in the market. What's the X factor of this bike?
Look, you know, the sustainable electric mobility, the world has gone in one direction. Majority of the vehicles which are there in the market currently, are those who are entering into the market, are primarily on commuting and the utilitarian. Whereas at Royal Enfield, when we were looking at a sustainable mobility electric vehicle, what's our take in the Royal Enfield? We don't want to get onto the bandwagon and then do a commuting vehicle or something like that, because that's not what we are as a company. We always believe that our vehicle has to be very different. It should be gorgeous looking. And, you know, we always talk about there should be a purpose when we do something. And that's why we thought we are not into that commuting utilitarian vehicle immediately. Our take is Flying Flea. The inspiration which we got is from the Flying Flea original in 1940s. Yeah. At that point of time, this vehicle was, you know, if I have to tell you, it's an airborne. It's dropped in the war field, and it was about 56 kgs, and it was used for dispatch riding.
And that's why it's flying.
That was it's a Flying Flea, and at that point of time, it was beyond imagination, a vehicle, and it was lightweight, sophisticated, used in war field, with such a lightweight. If something can be made, we thought, okay, in a current electric vehicle mobility space, we thought, oh, that's an inspiration which we have. Why are we not making around that? That's what the Flying Flea born. And currently, if I have to tell you what is that Flying Flea, the thought around that is the vehicle will be, you know, it is, God, the design was, it's an outstanding, it's a head turner, and it has to be there. And every part which we have taken is, it should have a purpose, it should have a wow factor in that. And it is a sexy science, and it's an amalgamation of the heart and soul and the sexy science and the motor DNA. That's what we thought, that let's merge these things and come out with this. That's our Flying Flea for the City Plus to start with.
What's more in the store, because people know about Flying Flea, people know about Scrambler, but I see that it's a huge plant, assembly line, and I'm sure there are bigger plans.
Yeah. You know, currently we have built a capacity of almost about 1.5 lakh per annum. And what we are doing is also, we are doing our own battery management system, our own motor controller. In fact, we will also be assembling the motors in-house, vehicle assembly anyway we are doing it. Why are we doing all these things? Because City Plus is just an entry. There is no market currently which is there. But you know, Royal Enfield is always a long-term aggressive company. We don't do anything short-term. So we enter into this, we build that. We are not in a tearing rash that we have to get on, because as an organization, we don't look at there is a market, there is a pie, just go do something and take a pie out of whatever is available. That's not what we are. We don't take a share out of the pie which is available. We always believe in creating a category. So first is our C6 and S6, which is getting into the market. But you will see at least slew of products which will come even on the EV base in time to come from Royal Enfield.
But a slew can have a number to it?
You know, we always look at platform approach. So this is one platform. We are also working on 2 other platforms. So there will be products around that platform, because everywhere we always look at if the platform is being developed, can it actually lend itself to any of the adjacencies wherein we can build an experience around that for the consumers. That way you will see more platforms coming in future at this stage.
All right, all eyes on that, but that brings me to a slew of other questions, and let me start with the part that even customers are looking forward to, and that's the pricing part. Because yes, the product looks very good. We can see that all throughout, and that's a different, all new different category that you are planning to build in India. What about the pricing? How do you plan to position that?
Look, I think Flying Flea will be a premium motorcycle. It is not commuting motorcycle, and obviously it is not, price per kilometer. That's not the one which we are looking at. Of course, it will have such a sexy technology and the science which has gone inside. It will have a good range, and there will be beautiful value which we will bring it onto this. If I have to talk about even this product, it has, for the lightweighted which is there for a design, we could have selected any material, but we have chosen magnesium for our battery casing. And the girder forks, which are all there, it can be made out of steel, but we have chosen to be a forged aluminum. So all these things have gone with the best metal which is there in this. So ours is going to be a premium motorcycle. That's the positioning which we'll talk in terms of pricing.
All right, all eyes on that. But in terms of the material and the kind of parts that it has, I believe that you guys are focusing a lot to have most of these things being localized. Tell us more about that. You have the battery packs also that you yourself are into.
Yeah. So in the electric world, currently what is happening is importation is there because the cells are being imported and some of the chipsets are being imported. But what Royal Enfield we are looking at is we always focus on critical, which adds value to the customer. That is what we will do in-house, which is a differentiator. For an experience which we have to give, our motor controller, battery management system, VCU, and the UI UX, the software and an operating system, those things have to be controlled by us. So all those things, we are doing it in-house. We have almost 300 plus engineers who are working on EV specifically, only on this project. And we have already done almost about 40 patents registered. It's all underway. So there's a lot of hard work which is going in giving that the so-called moto experience which Royal Enfield have to go through the Flying Flea, which you will see it when you're riding it.
No, absolutely, and people really look forward to that, having that riding experience when they are going for a Royal Enfield. But any number to the localization part you can put
See, currently
right
we are all under the PLI scheme. You have to have a minimum, I think, 51% as a localization. We are well within this. Between ourselves at Aisha Motors and VECV together, we have applied for PLI, and the VECV has got the certification of some of the products. Our products is also well within that norm to get to the PLI clearance.
So Vijay, let's talk about your key market strategy, because it's going to be manufactured in India. But what are your plans that this will be a domestic product first and then maybe go international, or the focus will be more on the overseas?
See, Flying Flea is a global product from Royal Enfield. So it's a city plus vehicle from Royal Enfield on the electric sustainable mobility. Our focus as of now going to be in a structured way. There's no market. It's not that we just go into the market and then make so many numbers. That's not the way, because it's a new category which we have to create. We are not in a tearing rush, but we know it's a disruptor. It's an outstanding product. It's gorgeous looking with the sexy science which is baked into this. In fact, we always say that it is, artistry, wizardry, and the chemistry. So artistry is the beautiful designs which we have made in this, and the wizardry is the operating system, the UI UX, the battery management, all those things which are baked into this. And the chemistry is all about the battery itself, and what's that, the nuances which has gone in building the battery and the battery pack and all. And that's what is this motorcycle, and it is a global product, as I mentioned. We will start first in a limited way in India, but eventually it will be there across the globe. That's the plan for the Flying Flea to take it to the market. As I mentioned, we are not in a tearing rush, but we will create a category because we are very confident that this is a disruptor in the electric field.
Okay, Bisha, but what about the Capex plan? Because what we understand, and we already know about it, that over 10% of your overall Capex is already into the EV side. But you also said that you will be planning to put more money. So which side? Maybe into the R&D, building more products, getting more capacity? Will it be both? Any proportion?
Currently, almost about 400 crores is the total capital which we have put into the electric. Uh, where are we in terms of the journey? Is that for our FFC6 and S6, we have already created that platform. Currently, the investment is going in building the lines and the capacity which is required up to about 1.25 to 1.5 lakh per annum.
All right, but here we see the final product, the Flying Flea,
Yeah.
ready to fly to the markets.
That's right.
But before we wrap and we say thank you to you, tell us one thing that you're really excited about this product and one thing that you're nervous because this is going to be an all new category for you.
Yeah. So I'm very excited the way it has come out. You know, we thought maybe about 3 years back or 4 years back rather, about what sort of a product which we should do to enter into an electric mobility. And at that point of time, we thought that lightweight, sophisticated, sexy science, motor DNA, how do we mix all those things to make a product which will be a differentiated product in the market which is being used currently for commuting and utilitarian. So we wanted to be different. So how do we get a differentiated product? I think team has done an outstanding job of creating such a wonderful piece and looks so sexy. I'm very excited about taking it to the market and then creating a new category. One thing which I'm worried is all about even now, some of the parts which we have to import, the geopolitical situation which is there, how will it fan out? Where do we end? I'm thinking it's not alone for us, for the entire auto industry per se. That is one thing which always makes me to think, okay, how do we get the continuity in the whole thing? But we are confident with the Flying Flea as a brand from Royal Enfield, which gives us a space for us to innovate more. That's one thing which, after seeing the product, it really gives me such an excitement that, oh wow, we can innovate more on this brand. And it gives that flexibility. That's the most exciting part for me.
Absolutely. And Mr. Govindarajan, wishing you all the very best for the success to come. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.